I am Patridas. I came from Nepal. I am regional secretary for Nepal in Asia. And I just small comment I really wanted to share with all of you, which is historical moment. As they say in Hindi, "Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi, jo sukh mein sumiran kare to tu kahe kahoi." To me personally, it's a little bit surprising. Hindu conference conducted in English, and ghar ka jogi jogra, bahar ka jogi siddh. And I can see it's amazing actually that by predictions of Vedas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted, "Prithiviti ache jadinagar gram sarvatra prachare hobe mera mora naam." It is said that Hindu dharma, Sanatan dharma will be spread all over the world. And here we are, people sitting in front of you, Bideshi, all Bideshi, and I'm actually very, very much humbly proud to be part of your wonderful family, really. And in Nepal, the only country in the world supposed to be Hindu country, right? Yes, question. I really want to share, it's very important. Because question is, how come is it possible? Only by bhakti. I know very much. And that's, I wanted to put my heart to glorify bhakti. Our venerable speaker, he spoke, actually, bhakti prevent everywhere. And I just composed poem, not yesterday poem. But not today. It's about bhakti. Because we are all united by bhakti.
Thank you very much.
Bhakti resided in your heart like the nectar in the golden pot. You were very kind and smart to spread the love of God. Through angry ocean had to cross, 2 times got heart attack. So personally, Supreme Lord, your pot had to protect. So even single drop of nectar may never outspill. The ocean calm became and still by Lord Shri Krishna's will. By distributing nectar wide, you saved the world. You saved so many souls who were going life in worse. You helped us. Lord Govinda meet to you is our tribute. Let planet Earth embrace your feet and offer you salute. So this is as he said, foot soldiers, they're going all over the world. This is a very important message. And I'm very proud to be part of this family. And one more very important thing, in Nepal, never-ending peace and love. Now we have big rally that disunited people. We are all disunited somehow or other all over the world. And this conference, uniting everyone. Uniting everyone. And thank you very much for being all of you here. And last but not the least, at the end, we can share one realization also.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. But just because this is a session, it has been planned, a lot of efforts have gone into this. And the speakers here have shared. We are here to learn more from their experience. So let us keep it to that. I would really appreciate if we stick to questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Devapriyan from France. It was very interesting to see what you were saying about the official recognition from the different countries. And in France, the context is a little bit difficult because the relationship with religion is tense, generally speaking, and Hinduism is pretty still marginal in the religious field. And actually, there's been a very interesting initiative from the Indian embassy in France, and you were talking about the political supports that's very much required in the beginning. And the Indian embassy actually reached out to many different Hindu organizations, asking them if they would come together to represent officially the Vedic tradition in France. So there's 8 organizations that have answered positively to this request. Now it's presided by Swami Amritajyoti, who is representing Matamrita Nandamayi, because the other organizations wanted that, but it's going to change. And I wanted to know if in the other countries there have been similar initiatives from Indian embassies to gather the different organizations together and organize a collective also discussion and representation of Hindu organizations towards governments. Thank you so much.
Sure. I think it was a comment. Yes, please. So, yeah, okay.
Hello, I'm Suvarna Uplab. It was very enlightening speeches from all of the speakers from different countries. And we know about, like in many countries, they say we just believe in one God and we discard everything else. So how much resistance you have faced in your respective countries? And I heard that there is a lot of criminal activities in some of the countries. So in such scenarios, do they attack our people, or do they attack who is from?
We are trying to present Sanatana Dharma as a universal truth. which is beyond the sectarian denominations. So usually people who are opposed to us, they are opposing us from using some dogmas. So we're fighting with the dogmas by trying to explain to people the universal principles of spirituality. That's, of course, one approach, but if it was only about the truth, it would be easy. Another approach is, of course, we need some political support. The practice has proven that when the government in a particular country knows that this movement is supported by India, by Bharat, that's very helpful. So, you know, that's very important, and therefore, you know, these two approaches are there from the point of view of truth and from the point of view of mundane politics.
Related to the same question, by the high crime, it depends who are the criminals. Sometimes we just, you know, shut up and let them pass by. And sometimes, well, we have to defend ourselves. And sometimes it goes really into, you know, serious confrontations also, because they don't know any limits, no? You know, they were, just recently it happened that our deities from our temple in Bogota were stolen. Everything was on camera like this, no? So, but fortunately after 2 years they came back again because we found them in another city. So they cannot, but sometimes, you know, they will come with weapons, they will come, okay, then you just shut up, but sometimes we have even to defend our properties and everything, and legally, whatever means are necessary.
Well, I can say in West Africa, and particularly Ghana, our greatest challenge is the fanatic Christians. In the 90s, as I mentioned, there was a television program that they used to bring all different religions together, and they would give a subject to be discussed. And so the Vedic literatures, the presentation from Sanatana Dharma always wins the day. In other words, it explains things so clearly and gives a better understanding of the situation that people began to appreciate knowledge from the Vedic literatures. And everywhere you went, people will say, oh, Hare Krishnas, you presented the best philosophy. We like your philosophy. So when the Christians, they began to hear these things, they were very disturbed. So they had to call a meeting of all the churches together, and they said, look, if we don't stop the Hare Krishnas, they will stop us. So, so they had to contribute money to go and bribe the television station to stop that program. Because anytime they brought different religions together, our presentation was always the best. We had solutions to all the problems. We gave a better understanding of the situation, and they didn't feel comfortable. So it has been our challenge. But fortunately, now there are many television stations. Before it was only one station, government station. And so when they bribed the people there, we couldn't have any access. But now there are many stations, and people are coming forward because they know that we have the philosophy. They know we have the practice. They know that we can help people. So they are coming to us, and we are having a field day. We are having nice programs, and gradually we will take over the country. What they don't want, it will happen.
Wonderful.
Namaste.
Yes.
Namaste. I am Yogi Devaraj from Bengaluru, Bharat. We have been accredited to Government of India through Ministry of Ayush to teach yoga. We are interested in spreading yoga for health, happiness, and global peace. So anybody is interested, because Swamiji has said We are prepared to affiliate, associate with anybody, anywhere in the world to spread yoga. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you. I would say kindly use the app to do the networking, because then you can post there and you can get people who are interested. Yes, there and then here.
हाँ नमस्कार, जय श्री कृष्णा। हम पिछले 20 साल से कंबोडिया में रहते हैं। हमारा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हम वहाँ पे रहते हैं, कोई भी हिंदू टेम्पल वहाँ पे वैसा बना नहीं, काफ़ी लोग आते जाते रहते हैं, बोलते हैं कि आने वाले बोलते हैं।
उसके बारे में अलग से बात कर सकते हैं। प्रश्न पैनल को कोई प्रश्न है तो पूछ सकते हैं।
ठीक,
पूछिए।
नहीं उसी
के बारे में
पूछना था।
ठीक है, बाद में बात करेंगे। धन्यवाद जी। इस तरफ माइक एक, हाँ जी जी, प्लीज गो अहेड, प्लीज गो अहेड।
Hariom. Hariom, namaste. My name is Swami Ramkripananda. I am from South Africa, in Durban. I just want to ask our brother Srivas Das there, is that how many children is he working with? And because all three of you all will relate to what goes on in South Africa with the crime and with the stealing of the murtis and those kind of things. It's happening all the time. But we don't focus too much on the negative because we want to take Sanatana Dharma to the children, because our countries go through violence because they were brought up like that. But our duty is to get into the grassroots to bring the Sanatana Dharma, the value of love and compassion, sacrifice to the kids. So I just wanted to know whether in Ghana you are working with the children, because at our satsangs we have 2,000-3,000 black children that are attending. They do Gita classes, they do yoga lessons, and we are feeding like 4,000 or 5,000 people every day. So are you working with the kids? I mean, this is where Africa needs them.
Thank you very much. Actually, the children are the future. So if we invest in them, if we guide them and give them proper training, the future is bright. So in this regard, we actually have a school. We established a basic school, a primary school, next to the temple in Accra. And we provide education from class 1 to junior high school. And we teach a normal curriculum, government curriculum. But in addition to that, we also teach Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So all the children that are passing through the gates of that school, they understand what is Sanatana Dharma. And then next is the temple, so they also come to the temple, they participate in the worship, and we provide free prasadam, free lunch for them every day. And the result is that in the district that we are, our school is always first. First in academics, first in sports, first in discipline, and first in many other things. That the district council or the district education council, they're saying this Hare Krishna, they have something to offer. Because they can see that our children are properly trained. And so now we are thinking of how to expand, because we only have one school. Why not 2? Why not 3? Why not 4? Why not 10? So it covers the whole country, and we can deliver to many more communities. So we are trying to link up with other schools, like the Avanti School in London and other schools, to get support so that we can expand throughout and do exactly what you're talking about. Thank you.
I'm afraid this will have to be the last question, and then it can continue after the session. Thank you. Yeah, Shraddhananji, yes.
Yeah, namaskar. I'm very impressed about what is going on in the world. But there is one challenge that we need to, we are facing, is that every time when I'm in the UN, the Hindus are not represented in the UN. That is the body that talks about us. And as you know, the Vatican had their own seat. The Pope speaks there. It's looked like that Hindus are not participating in that. The challenge is how we can see that the Hindus get their recognition and also we speak there about global change, global warming, and everything. And my second question is, bhakti is very good, but are we also focusing on the biggest challenge that is coming now in the Kali Yuga is the global warming, where we all going to face the problem in the future?
I think very good question, but I think this topic of this panel is about reaching to the unreached. So one is the grassroots efforts, one is the grass top effort that you're talking about. So if anybody would like to respond, it's wonderful, but otherwise it is a little beyond the scope of the panel here. Thank you, Shraddhananji. Let's take that last one question. Penny, please, because everybody needs to hear, yes.
Temples, I bow my head to. Question, how come a common Hindu, a working class Hindu, a student can support you guys in a proper manner? Short term, mid term, and a long term. Please advise what a common Hindu should do to expand your movement or support it.
Excellent. I would request a 30-second response from each one of you on this one, please.
Well, locally, when they live, they come to the local temple, they establish relationship with the local devotees there in the temple, and then from there on, everything shows up. Depends on the individual, whatever. You know? So it's go there and establish a relationship. Actually, everything starts with relationship.
Sure. Shivaji?
Well, are you talking about Indian government supporting
people
or individuals?
People, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to work on that. We need to have these things up on the websites, and then it can invite people, because we are in the ITH, and so if we put these things out there, people can come across it, and they will offer support. We really need that support. Thank you.
Sure. Would you like?
The support is definitely necessary, and the grassroots support is very important. So there is plenty of opportunities, like for example in Ukraine, as I said, we have food relief programs for those people who are deprived of their homes and everything. So if this information is there, we are running a campaign to specifically help people who are deprived of their, facilities to live, and who need just food. So it's there. Everyone can help.
Sure. Wonderful. So I would just like to summarize some of the points that came through the presentations, that what are the ways, practical ways that we can really reach out. Things like literature. I think literature, the authentic literature in different languages, so that people can read them, consume them. Then of course art, culture, music. So that is also, there is tremendous attraction, how we can promote that. Educational programs, structured educational programs, courses for those who are interested. Celebrations, festival celebrations, which brings a lot of joy, brings people together, and it really amplifies the whole atmosphere. Then of course, somebody said promoting vegetarianism, Ayurveda, and Jyotisha was mentioned. Mandirs, how temples can become the centers of all this learning and culture, along with worship, traditional worship that was mentioned. And I think street religion, how we can actually go to where people are and then promote it. Vedic sciences about courses came. The idea of Yoga Fest came. I think it was briefly mentioned, and we also have done it. So we have a whole day program with Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Karma Yoga tracks. And people have different interests. How we can attract them to whichever they feel connected with, how we can present that to them. So I always say that there are different ways of motivating people. There are out in the world, they say carrot or stick. But we are neither using carrot nor the stick. What we are using is fragrance, a fragrant flower. Anybody who is surrounded by foul odor will be attracted towards something that is sweet smelling, fragrant. And how we can take that near to people so that people automatically get attracted and then they want to take it in. Or people surrounded with darkness, they will seek light. How we can take that light to where people are, so those who are groping in darkness, they will seek and come towards light. Because we are a tradition of seekers and not just believers. How we can attract such people who are seeking and take all these practical things that were mentioned here in an organized way, in a very silent, determined, dedicated way, with full devotion in heart. If you reach out to people, they say that there is no person heartless enough not to respond to our appeal. So I think that is our challenge, and how we can organize and put resources. I think that point was very good, because without resources, without training our own people to do this, we are not going to be able to do it. So training our own foot soldiers, as I had mentioned earlier, to be able to effectively reach out, to go to people who are either in need or who are ready to seek. So that is what this session was about. One question to all of you. How are you liking World Hindu Congress so far? How many of you really like what's happening since yesterday? Wonderful. How many of you think that you will want to come the next World Hindu Congress also? Wonderful. How many of you think you will bring another friend and recruit somebody to come to World Hindu Congress? Wonderful. So you'll be happy to know that the next World Hindu Congress announcement is already there. When you leave this room, outside where the water is there, you can pick one brochure. Please pick only one, because they are limited. And then you can go through it and you can already start talking about it to your friends. Thank you very much. Thank you to the panelists for sharing the valuable experience that you have been doing. And thank you everyone for the participation. Namaste.